Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your ever-loving host, Shorty, and today we're going to be taking a decent look at Dear Editor. It feels like I've been waiting for a while for this comic book to drop. I don't think I have. I think it's just that I've been expecting it for a while, and it feels like it's taken even longer to come out. There's a few reasons for that. Number one, I quite like anthropomorphic detective kind of stuff. Don't know why, but Granville and Blacksad are both brilliant comic books, and I don't know if it's because they're anthropomorphic detectives, but it certainly seems to be a nice coincidence in my book. And secondly, as much as I will criticise crime fiction, it's not my go-to genre with a few exceptions. One of those exceptions is the subgenre of noir crime. There's probably a whole bunch of reasons for this one, why it stands out as being something a bit different, a bit more interesting for my personal taste. But I think if I had to nail it, it'd just be the fact that when I was a younger man, I watched Chinatown and it blew my mind. Absolutely amazing movie. Well, I'm sure there's people out there who will tell me that, yeah, there are better noir movies than Chinatown. Of course, people will have this opinion. For me, it kind of solidified what I wanted in crime fiction in terms of like movies and TV shows. It's why some of my favourite stuff have elements of that in there. I mean, even The Nice Guys, weirdly, definitely LA Confidential. There's stuff out there which does it really, really well. I mean, in comic books, DC's Gotham City Year One. Fantastic thing. I like that style. I mean, even the Cyberpunk book Clear I reviewed last year. These things, when they do crime, they do it in a noir way, which has its own tropes and its own setting tricks and its own characterizations and way of telling a story, and this is what we got in Dear Editor. Very much from the get-go, in a lot of different ways as well. I think my personal favourite is just the way the story was laid out. There wasn't much in the way of traditional panelling, and there was an awful lot of taking its time to basically show us the world, show us through the eyes of the editor, Bucky, by the way. Brilliant name. And we see him taking in the world, sometimes slowly and carefully, methodically. Sometimes he's taken by surprise and blacks out. But he also has a way of looking at the world, which is how a writer would. He basically takes fragments of what he sees and adds it to a greater whole as a story. Really, really nicely done. I think one of the reasons I love comic books is, as a medium, it can do stuff like this in ways which fits within the medium without feeling like it's trying too hard to do something. Just visually, it works. Now, all these things considered doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to like it. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with it. First off, the artwork might live up to it, but I'm going to be honest with you, I absolutely love the artwork. It does something I love, which is just very, very simple, reduced colour palette. And when I say reduced, I mean it is literally just blue on white with black inks. And I think for the most part, it is just the same colour blue. I could be wrong on this one, but it also looks like just with how much blue there is and the shading and the cross-hatching used throughout, that seems to be what adds the depth to it, but I could be wrong on that one. But either way, it looks absolutely amazing. And as I said, it uses layouts really effectively to tell the story. But it also might just be that I don't like the character. But no, Bucky's fantastic. Pretty much the only criticism I've got is I have no idea why Bucky is a deer. I don't need to know, so I don't need it spelt out for me. Like, if there's get to the end of this comic book and there is no textual reason why everyone else is human apart from Bucky the deer, I don't really mind. But I'd like subtext to give me an idea about why the creators have chosen to have the story where he is a deer, and the fact that it gives him apparently like superhuman sensors and strength and antlers, which is just awesome. Really does add to the story in ways I didn't think I needed, but I do. So yeah, he's brilliant, and the other character's fantastic too. Like, everyone's really well rounded. You get like a sense of who they are really effectively done through storytelling rather than just box out text describing them. It's really, really effective writing for that. And yeah, again, a lot of things. What if it's a really bad story? What if it really leans into the noir tropes too hard? What if it's just trying to do everything at the same time instead of just letting the story grow? No, it does it brilliantly. We get to the end of this first issue, and I'm not going to spoil anything here, but there is this wonderful, intricate web of characters and motivations and actions, and so much of it leads you to believe a certain thing, because that's what Bucky thinks. We are seeing the world through his eyes, after all. The comic books have made perfectly clear that he is our POV. But he doesn't know everything, and I like that. In terms of detective fiction, I think one of my least favourite kind of tropes is the Sherlock Holmes kind of thing of he knows everything about the mystery, like, within the first few pages, and then it's like a very long into, like, bring the person to justice and explaining it all. In this one, it's just a reporter, and he's trying to figure things out, and he doesn't have all the pieces yet, so he's come to conclusions, but they prove to be wrong, and he has to go digging. It means the story has a lot of room to add characterization, not just to the individuals in it, but also to the world, and I'm really, really a fan of that. This is an early contender for one that's going to be on my best of the year list. I absolutely adore it. I don't think it does a single thing wrong in this first issue, depending on, like, if you want a noir crime. If you do, this is it. Go and find your local comic book store and grab a copy. I genuinely love it. I can't wait for the collection. I can sit and read them all in one go. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. That's it for me for now, though. I've got a whole bunch of stuff to do this week, because stuff that didn't turn up last week has turned up this week. So make sure you hit the like, subscribe, follow, whatever thingy you see on the platform you're watching this on. And until I see you again, look after each other, everyone. Stay safe. Bye!